Hi everybody. I got rid of that recording indicator and I am really looking forward to working on this airship. Although it's not really going to be much of a ship. In fact, it's really going to be more like a hot air balloon. I have more inventive ideas in mind for airships. I just don't have the materials for them yet. Let's see, I believe I would like a stack of air balloons. Which is going to require 5 stacks of string. Except that I already have 12 air balloons, which means I'm only going to need 52 air balloons, or 260 string, which is going to be 780. At any rate, it looks like I have enough anyway. And that should be enough air balloons to do the job. So yeah, we're not going with an elaborate airship at first. It's going to be your basic hot air balloon with the steering wheel. And hot air balloon. It doesn't get much more basic than that. But this will allow me to fly around in a more controlled manner. I should put a couple things in this chest before we leave. Starting with a bunch of dirt. Scaffolds, because you never know when those might come in handy. Spare air balloons, just in case a creeper creeps up on me. My bed, in case I'm out overnight. And some cobble for tool repairs. I also want to bring with me a bucket. And a good old iron pickaxe. In case I want to pick up something that a stone pickaxe won't. And of course I'm bringing my hang glider along, just in case I need a parachute. Alright, so I'm going to take one more look at my controller setup. So trigger ascends and the grip descends. So, assembling the ship and mounting. I don't know why. It always reverses my facing when I activate the airship. But at any rate, Ascending. Descending. Everything seems to work great so far. I have to turn my body and the ship separately. There's forward, there's backwards. So, things to remember about airships. First off, sometimes when you activate them, they will drop. So it's always important to have your finger on whatever button you have set to ascend. In the overworld, that doesn't make a whole lot of difference because you've always got the ground to stop you from falling too far. But if it catches you unawares while you're over the void, you could be a little bit screwed. And good, that desert does seem a little bit bigger than it at first looked from the island. Which means we're going to get some sand. Another good idea, for exactly the same reason, when you're flying an airship and you decide to land, you're safest landing on something. Of course, you want to make sure you're landing on dirt or sand. Because if you land on stone or wood or leaves, or almost anything else, your ship will try to make it part of it. Which could result in your ship being too heavy to fly, or if you're lucky, it'll just say it can't do it because there's too many blocks. Let's see how much sand I have. Stack and a half, that's plenty. Of course, I want to keep an eye out for any other metals that I might find. And that looks like some aqua shards. And that looks like some actual aqua. Delightful. Another important thing about using an airship, I kind of sort of said it a moment ago, but it bears repeating, know where your up and down buttons are. Be sure you set that in your control settings before you ever start an airship. Because if you try jumping or crouching to make your airship ascend or descend, you're going to dismount. Just as if you were on a boat or a minecart. That's a interesting sort of structure. I wonder what it is. Okay, this thing is made mostly of sandstone. Okay, there's sand on this side of it. All right, and all right, this is Elder Prismarine from Quark. So this structure must also be from Quark. And water. We'll just put this over here. There are a lot of mobs right under me. And there's some over there. You know what? I don't need Elder Prismarine. Maybe later I will need aqua crystals, but not yet. Alright, let's go somewhere else. Let's check that out. I think the main thing I want right now are these crystals, and there is some redstone. Which means I'm going to be taking some chances here. So let's take a chance. Alright, and the crystals that I retrieved last episode were air crystals. So that means I have crystals of 3 types. There's redstone over there. Alright, I should be able to collect this redstone easily enough, as long as there aren't any skeletons down here in the darkness. Disassemble. Whew. For a second there, it looked like it was about to slide out from under me. And I do, in fact, hear a skeleton. Let's hope it doesn't pop out. And this is a job for an iron pickaxe. Drat. Alright, so I died. It happens. No big deal. Actually, kind of nice that it didn't happen sooner. But the good news is, where I died is lower than where I am now. Which means I don't need to build a whole airship to get my old airship back. A glider will do the job nicely. But yeah, I'm also going to bring some ladders because I may need to do a little bit of climbing to get where I need to go. And I'll bring a few scaffolds just in case I need them. And that should be more than I need. And hey, I figured out shift clicking. For those of you on Oculus, you hold down your left grip while you hit the right trigger. Alright, so I've got a glider, I've got ladders, I still haven't made a bed. Didn't I have some? Yes, some wool right here. Alright, and this is an excellent time to get some sleep before I glide. Okay, there's that. And off we go. And the actual island we're looking for is not far at all. My airship is parked right down in that little hole. And I'm thinking that I can land on this island and dig my way down. Or something like that. As you can see, there's the balloon slash airship. And that looks like a couple of pigs. Yep, it's a few pigs. That can come in handy. I have plans that require me to get all three kinds of the vanilla animal meats. Ah, rubber trees. Let's see if I can't grab a couple of saplings before we proceed. Alright. I failed to consider that I might need something to dig through all this with. And my grave is actually over that direction. Sometimes my failure to plan is regrettable. And results in me having to do things like pound through stone walls. No, it's not actually getting dark yet. It just kind of looks that way from in here, because it's kind of dark in here. Okay, that's some lead, tin. I probably won't be pounding through that anytime soon. Okay, I don't plan on making a whole new Tinker's Construct station here, but I can still get some sticks and make a wooden pickaxe. And this is oak, so that'll be fine. It sounds like I'm surrounded by an army of the undead right here. There's probably a cave right there. Not too worried about that. I'm more concerned about the mobs I'm going to meet once I get down there. And it looks like we have some sun going down. So, good thing I brought a bed. Alright, grave is still that way a few blocks. I'm still above my airship. Okay, this doesn't look like a problem at all. Okay, maybe a little bit of a problem. Nothing I can't deal with, though. It's all good until the skellies show up. Okay, so the reason I wanted to bring ladders was in case I needed to do some climbing down from here. And the good news about this is since we have Quark installed, I can do this with ladders. Alright, I still see no skellies, so alright, so I want to go over that way. Alright, everything is looking delightful so far. Except for that, what hit me? What hit me again? Surely spolothium doesn't do damage. That is to say, those little stalagmites down there. There must be a witch, but I sure didn't hear it. And where's my iron pickaxe? Oh, it's right there. Okay, good. I'm going to collect my redstone, since that's my whole reason for landing here. Ah! Alright, let's make a little shell for myself. Then I can eat a bit, heal a bit. Alright. I mean, apparently I was hit by arrows. Although arrows don't typically have potion effects, unless these were some pretty specially equipped skeletons. Maybe some other mob that I had forgotten to account for. At any rate, let us assemble and mount and leave. There's lots of other stuff that could be gathered here, but I really should take my stuff and go home. So there's something else I suppose I should mention. It seems to be a rather glaring bug with Da Vinci's vessels. Sometimes when you activate the ship, it kind of rejects you. It's still an airship, but every time you try to board it, it dismounts you and you fall off of it. This is a kind of rare occurrence, but it did happen to me last night, and I pretty much had to load a backup in order to fix it, because there was no way I could salvage the ship even from creative mode. I don't really know what to do or suggest about it, other than saying always keep a backup, and if you're at a server admin, please be nice enough to your players to restore a backup if this ever happens to them. It seems as if it might have a little bit to do with turning on your airship too close to a tree or a mushroom or some vertical structure. So yeah, try to make your ship in a clear space. I really hate that I don't have a better solution than that. I mean, I made this whole mod pack, and I really like it. And I hope a lot of other people like it too, but it is a rather huge bug. Landing this airship next to these trees is exactly the sort of thing I was saying shouldn't be done. But then again, I can chop down those trees later. And deactivate. Yeah, these trees are going to have to go, but that's okay. I got some dirt. I got some andesite. So I could put some tree platforms over in that direction or that direction and get that clear of the airship pad. So yeah, I think I'll build a little addition onto this island over here. I've got that water, so I can make my infinite water source and then expand my farm over this direction. And expand this sugar farm because it looks a little bit silly there, doesn't it? I should put a hopper here or something. But not right now. First off, let's get a bucket. All right. Infinite water source. That can just stay there. All right, so my to-do list. All right, so to do. Expand the island. There's really got to be a better way to type in VR. I don't know what it is. But there's got to be something better. Alright, anyway. And house. And farms. Arms. To find. I believe we found over a stack of clay. We want gravel. island we got plenty of sand. Gardens. Prosperity. Prosperity is a mineral that's used in mystical agriculture, along with inferium. Those are the main things I need to watch out for. I mean, minerals I'll pick up anyway. And once I get enough prosperity and inferium, I can start growing those as crops. So, I don't need to abbreviate. Okay, to craft. And these are the things that I can craft now. A miner's backpack. I don't have enough metal to make armor, so we'll skip that for now. An adventurer's pack. Now, those of you who watched me playing Pain in the End, or who played the pack itself, might be familiar with the adventurer's backpack. It's a pretty big backpack that doesn't take up an inventory space, and it has a built-in crafting table. So it's a handy thing to have. I also need gold and diamond, and I can worry about that later. Okay. Alright, so I'm going in a bunch of different directions because I have a lot of ideas to work with. And good news is I can now delete that death marker. So yeah, I'm going to need a bunch of gold. I'm going to need a bunch of meats. There's still a lot to do here. I mean, we're just beginning. So as the sun sets on this day in Minecraft, I may as well let it set on this episode. So next episode, I'm gonna do some of that stuff on those signs down there. Until then, have some fun, build something cool, and have a nice day.